We shot a video this week. Oh man, I'm excited for you guys to see this thing. Have you seen the PSU tester we bought?
I have heard that it was purchased. I have not seen it.
It's here.
Oh boy.
It arrived on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and we did our unboxing video, which is an uncrating because it's taller than you are. It's an entire 40U cabinet. Full of AC load generation, DC load generation, oscilloscopes, loads themselves. So you need like you need the power supply, and then you also need the loads, logging, like monitoring and logging hardware. It's packed. It is stuffed to the gills. It's apparently a better one than Seasonic has.
Oof.
Yeah, and they're an actual
Seasonic
power supply
manufacturers.
manufacturer.
Yeah, like a lot of your favorite power supplies are probably, once you go down to it, Seasonic.
Xpure asks, bigger than the one Gamers Nexus got? Yeah, definitely. It's big. We go big or we go home.
It's good we had the land when we did, because you guys are going to fill that space up pretty quick.
Pretty quick stuff.
Considering the anechoic chamber was just like leaning against the wall the whole time. I had to point that out to a couple people, because I guess when it's deconstructed, people don't necessarily recognize what it is. But yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Here, I'll show you the company that we got it from.
There has been a lot of mentions about getting Electroboom to come check out the space once it's set up.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'm down for whatever. So yeah, it's basically like one of these. So they're highly configurable. Kyle actually went through did a whole bunch of research working with Seasonic, and I believe, I'm not sure who else he talked to, so I'm not going to name anyone else, but working with Seasonic as well as engineers from Chroma to ensure that we have exactly what we need for the ultimate configuration for testing PC power supplies, because they make gear for testing all kinds of stuff, batteries, any kind of power system. And the only piece that we don't have yet, the only piece that was not included in our $133,000 US was an oscilloscope. So once we get the scope in the front of it, that price tag goes whoop, whoop. Goes up a little bit. A little bit.
Oh boy.
No, we're not going to be blowing any breakers. The plug on it's like this big. It's got its own special plug.
There's a lot of power in that building.
Yeah. Oh, there's tons of power in that building. I mean, we ran like a 200+ person LAN in there.
Like, no problem.
Whatever, no problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. We're going to be able to churn through, like, the capabilities of this thing are so cool. The AC power source, for example, you can get it to run automated scenarios for things like, okay, what's it like if you're on, a really crappy setup and someone like flicks on a blender somewhere else in the house? So you can find out, hey, if I live in a developing country and my power is really inconsistent and there's
brownouts,
frequent brownouts. Yeah. So you can create all these test scenarios where it'll simulate a brownout here and then another brownout there, and then I'm trying to remember what the problem is. Certain types of motors, though, when they spin up, they can cause problems for other devices that are on the same circuit. So you can have those spin up. The DC, oh man, this is super cool. So we have like a DC power source, and the reason for that is that it allows us to fake our power supply accidentally oversupply, like overvolting. So we can take whatever our power supply is outputting, and we can actually add a little bit to make sure that overvoltage protection works, for example. So we're going to be able to test safety mechanisms in power supplies. If there's anything that's not safe, we can hook it up, run through our automated test suite, and it'll tell us that. We're going to build a chamber for it that will be both acoustically isolated and thermally isolated. So we'll be able to tell you, okay, under different load scenarios, how loud is it going to get? How hot is it going to, how efficient is it going to be if it's in a particularly hot environment, as the world heats up, I guess that could become more and more of a concern for people. And this one's really cool. We have, I think it's either 6 or 7 of the 400-watt loads. And the reason that we got so many was actually not because we needed that much sustained load, but because of their like transient performance. So by having that many in parallel, we are able to simulate the effect of like an RTX 3090 having a momentary power draw spike.
Yeah.
Now, NVIDIA might have kind of screwed us here with some even higher power draw GPUs coming.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, we won't know that for sure until it actually happens. So we might actually have to get more of those modules
There was a
to account
comment
for that.